welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time, then hello. My name's Roxanne, and today I wanted to talk about all the books that I was able to read in the month of October. I had an okay reading month. I read 5 and like 3/4 books plus a short story, which isn't too bad, I think. I definitely could have finished that last book, but then it was Halloween and other various distractions, and so I didn't, and I actually still haven't. So I'm a really bad person. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I don't remember the order in which I read these, to be quite honest, so I'm just gonna pick up whatever's here. This past month, I read Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and I want to do a full review on this because my thoughts on this book keep changing. There are things that I adored about it, things that I did not like about it. My rating keeps changing, but at the end of the day, I still think about his writing style, and I still crave reading the things that he wrote. And so I think that sort of leaving impact that it had on me, that is what made me, because I initially rated it like a 3.5, and not because it wasn't amazing, but it was because I had some, within all of the really good things like the writing and the originality of the story and the magicalness of it, there were things that I really, just on a personal level, couldn't get behind, and I didn't want to feel like I was supporting them. But I raised it up to 4 because I felt like, again, it really just, I keep thinking about his writing and I sort of miss it. I miss reading the way that he wrote, and so I definitely want to pick up some more of his books early next year. And yeah, so I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars, and I do recommend it. I've talked about this one before. It's just like this epic love story, and it takes place over like 60 years. So pick this one up if you think it would interest you. The short story that I read is actually by Ernest Hemingway, and it was Hills Like White Elephants, which is just, it's a really short story, and it's very, has a lot of symbolism in it, and I read it back in high school, and it's the one short story by Ernest Hemingway that stuck with me, and it takes a couple of times, or I was reading through the reviews, and for most people it takes a couple of reads for you to really get what they're talking about. And or you can be an amazing reader or amazing at symbolism and pick it up on the first try. I don't remember if I picked it up so quickly or not, but it is about a couple. They're discussing abortion, and so it's about how they each view it and how they view each other's position in that decision and things like that. And it's very interesting dynamic, and I am totally, the right for a woman to choose is very important to me, and I'm an advocate of that, and I volunteer with reproductive justice organizations and things like that. And so I just wanted to read it and reread it and have it more ingrained into my memory. If you have any recommendations for stories that discuss that topic, please let me know down below. I would love to take a look at them. I found out about Agatha Christie, or I knew about her, but I read my first book by her a couple months ago, and I really enjoyed it, and I love murder mysteries, and so I'm trying to make my way through all of her books, and I thought that for October Halloween Party by Agatha Christie would be perfect. And it was. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the other 2 that I've read, which was And Then There Were None and Murder on the Orient Express, but it was still very good. It was still very entertaining. Towards the end I got a little bit predictable, but it was overall a very entertaining read, and I do recommend it, especially if you want to read it maybe next October or something like that. It was entertaining and it was interesting. It was nothing much more beyond that, really. I read this month All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven, and I did not enjoy this book. This book is about these 2 teenagers who are both going through hard times, and they're both feeling a bit suicidal, and so they meet at the edge of the top of this building contemplating jumping, and so they sort of save each other, and they form a friendship and then a relationship. And I thought the story would interest me more. I just felt like it was a bit tropey. I felt it was boring. I was not invested in the story. I wasn't invested in the characters. I didn't think that they were fleshed out much more than their mental situation, and I didn't enjoy that. I think I don't like when it feels a little gimmicky to me, and so I just didn't enjoy it. And I know a lot of people absolutely love it. I think it has like above a 4-point rating on Goodreads, but I just didn't. I think I gave it like a 2 or a 2.5, something like that. It just wasn't for me, and I think I'm getting, and it's also a contemporary, and I just really, it has to be such an amazing contemporary for me to, YA contemporary, for me to really like it. I've gotten to the point where I need a little bit more. It was too quick paced, it was too easy of a read, and it just wasn't for me. And I want to read books that still deal with these topics, but in a much, I guess, a grander, like a more grand scale. Like I want to see more of the life, and I want to see more of the person, and I want to see more of their surroundings, and just a much more in-depth study or a much more in-depth story about things like that. And this just wasn't it for me. So I don't recommend it, but a lot of people seem to really like it. So if you think this would be something you want to read, then go ahead and give it a try and let me know what you think. Maybe we can discuss. The holy grail of this month and probably this whole year. It's amazing. I love it. Cricket Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This book destroyed me and then proceeded to bring me back to life. This book is amazing. I sat down, I think 3 different times to film a review for this, and it just wasn't happening. Either my phone would stop recording halfway through, or the angle turned out to be totally wrong, or the lighting was wrong. It was just a mess. And so I just decided, fuck it, I'm not gonna try and force it. The universe seems to try and be telling me something. So I'm gonna link below Hannah's video. She said pretty much absolutely everything that I was thinking about this book. This book was absolutely amazing. It's so diverse in every way you can think of. And it's beautifully written, and it's atmospheric, and it pulls you in, and you really care for these characters. Leigh Bardugo writes in a way that's so beautiful and so immersive. And the topics that she's able to discuss in this book and in the duology are so many, and are so important, and are ones that I don't think are talked about enough in YA. Although, to be quite honest, this doesn't read like a YA series to me at all. They all read like adults. They all read, to me, I've always pictured them like early to mid-20s, so my age. I don't think they read like young adult characters at all. So I mean, that could be a positive or a negative for you, because if you are able to, for me, what it did is it made all of the grand things they were doing more believable, because I felt they were older. They were, you know, had more life experience. But I know some people might, I personally know, I personally have friends who would probably read this and be like, they're supposed to be young adult characters, there's no way they could do all of these. So you kind of have to grapple with that. To me, it really made no difference. It just made it all more believable. I just disregarded the fact that they were supposed to be YA, and I read them as adults. And it's amazing. I love this book so much. It's probably one of my favorites. So, of course, probably because I was talking about Cricket Kingdom, my stupid phone stopped recording. There's something about this book that this world just doesn't want me to tell you about, but I will persevere. Read this book. Just please do yourself a favor and read this duology. It's amazing. You don't really need to read the original Grisha trilogy to understand everything that's going on. They do make references to it, and some of the characters do show up, but you can totally understand everything that's going on and appreciate these characters for how amazing they are in and of themselves without having read the original Grisha trilogy. Plus, this duology is so much better. And that one I loved. So you can just imagine how much better this one is. So please read this book. Just for me. Do it for me. Do it for yourself, but also for me. I also read this past month the Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets, the illustrated edition. This is amazing. Obviously, I gave it 5 stars. I love everything Harry Potter, and the fact that it's illustrated now just adds this wonderfully magical dimension to the story that it just makes it so much better. I feel, I mean, you get the original story, everything is there, so the amazing beautifulness that J.K. Rowling wrote is still there, but then you also get these beautiful illustrations, and to me it's just it makes me so happy to read it and to be able to see these illustrations alongside a story that I love so much. So I'm so excited that they're doing this, and I can't wait for the next one, which is my favorite. Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite in the series, so I can't wait to see it illustrated. And yeah, I do recommend these a lot. They're just so beautiful. I mean, look at this cover, look at these illustrations, they're absolutely amazing. Let me show you my favorite one. Look at this. Look at how absolutely gorgeous that is. I mean, it's just, it adds something to the story. It really does. So yes, do yourself a favor and pick these up. We just have the first and the second so far, but they're definitely worth it in my opinion. And so the last book that I started to read but didn't finish, I almost forgot about this book. I'm just gonna be like, that's all I read this past month. Was His Majesty's Dragon, His Majesty's Kingdom, His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novik. This is the first book in the Temeraire series, and it's about the Napoleonic Wars but with dragons. I think I've only ever read one sort of dragon fantasy book, and that was way back in the day in high school. I don't even remember what it's called, but it was really funny. There was a lot of mentions of jade. If that sounds familiar to anybody, please let me know down below, because I would like to reread those. They're really funny. That's all I remember. But yeah, this book is amazing. It is a quick, fast-paced read. But it's so heartwarming and tender. Seeing the relationship between Temeraire and Lawrence just warms my heart so much. And it's truly a joy to just read this book. It's amazing. It's an escape. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to finish it. I only have about, let's see, I'm on page 290, and there's like 350-ish, so like 60-70 pages left, and I'm really enjoying it. I'll probably finish it today. I should have finished it in Halloween, but then Halloween happened. So yes, read this if you think you would enjoy it. I think you would enjoy it. I think you all would enjoy it. It's really fun. It's really sweet. And yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying it, and I definitely recommend it, and I can't wait to get to the other ones. So there's this one. And that is truly all I read this past month. It wasn't too bad, but I definitely wish I could have done better. I wish I could have at least finished that last one, but alas, tis how life goes. Please let me know what you guys read this past month and what your favorite book of the month was. Mine was definitely Crooked Kingdom, if you didn't get that. Please let me know if you've read any of these and what did you feel about them, what did you think, and yeah, leave me some love, leave me some comments. And if you'd like to connect with me in any of my other social media, I'll have them all linked down below. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.